Gramagat Cahirlock. I'd like to welcome the publication of this bill and say it's a clear commitment of the government policy and the programme for government to the reduction of the number of state agencies or quangos. And I never like the term quangos because I understand that all of these state agencies play a role, but that there can be cost savings and more efficient use of public money by amalgamations and amalgamating these state agencies, and the government has a good record of some 40 fewer state agencies at present are being planned. I welcome the bill to dissolve the Railway Procurement Agency and to assume its roles into the NRA. I looked at the website of the RPA earlier and looked at the future projects, which are all Dublin-based, which is fine. So it's pretty much a Dublin-orientated agency. And I think that we have to look, nationwide in terms of whether we need just one, whether we needed that agency just based on Dublin projects. In terms of obviously the future of rail, I think it's important to acknowledge that they are a vital part of our public transport infrastructure. And hindsight is wonderful, and sometimes decisions are made, as I said here before, sometimes decisions are made that in hindsight the state may regret doing, such as, for example, the closing down of the old Connemara Railway, which was closed down in the 1930s, and which, if it was with us today, would be a huge asset to tourism in my region. But obviously, cannot be reversed now. And there are plans for a greenway, which is a very exciting project in terms of cycle and walkway along that old railway, particularly from Clifton to Oughterard, and that is progressing has gotten through planning and through the whole development of the line. And the plan after that would be to develop that further into my own area in Moycullen and onwards to Galway City. That's a very exciting plan, and would hope to emulate the Achill to Mulranny plan. West on Track is a body which has strived to promote the old Western Rail corridor, and a colleague of mine, Councillor Peter Feeney, who was one of the founding meeting of West on Track, and it's heartened to see the increase in support of some 38% in the usage of that railway line. And this is in part by the online ticketing, by cheaper pricing when booking online, and also the minimal increase in journey time. And I think we need to look at that in terms of what is possible by increasing the speed of rail, and also by more and better marketing and better online use for booking tickets. Obviously, there is a lot of potential in that line, also in terms of freight, and to remove some of the freight from the Dublin area, and to encourage the use of freight on rail with Foynes or Waterford ports, and indeed in Galway, if that is possible with the expansion plans of the port there. Obviously, there is also reports suggesting that the Athenry to Tuam line could be reopened for passenger use, and I think that is something that could be looked at as well. Regarding the merger, Section 12 of the bill states that the NRA may use the term the Transport Infrastructure Service as a new name. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, Transport Infrastructure Service. Perhaps the Minister could look at a new name for this, something like Transport Ireland or something like that. I think would be more memorable and easier to recall. Regarding the NRA, and I share Deputy Riley's comments regarding the role of the local authorities and the very important continued role that they would have in terms of road allocations, given the greater powers planned under this bill for the National Roads Authority. And again, would like to reiterate and I know the Minister has spoken before in terms of the Galway City Outer Bypass, a vital piece of infrastructure for my region that will open up the west of Galway City, provide greater access, and of course the Connemara area. Hugely important for tourism, hugely important for business, hugely important for all the people who live in that area, and also will remove the unnecessary journeys that people have to make in going through Galway City. So will improve the quality of life for the residents of Galway City as well, and I think that's very important. And I also like to acknowledge the work that is going on at present in terms of the planning of the Moycullen bypass, and the work that's going on at the moment in terms of the tendering for the N59 upgrade on the approach to my own village of Moycullen. A hugely important piece of infrastructure that I've been trying to push since I first came onto the County Council in 2004. It's near enough to my own house, and I'm hopeful that that can be included in a stimulus fund for this year if there is to be. And I'm confident and hopeful that that would take place. And I would like to commend the Minister who visited Mike Cullen during the summer or during the autumn and met with residents along that road, and hopefully we can make progress on that during the course of this year. Thank you.
Deputy.